Hello students, we are going to study the topic strength of acid and base solutions. Okay, basically what pH scale. Up till now we were studying that acids are sour in taste. Okay, and it changes blue litmus red. Okay, so bases are bitter in taste and it changes red litmus blue. These are saying about the qualitative properties. Quantitative properties it is not saying. Quantitative properties we will be studying with the help of what? A pH scale. So before studying pH scale we need to know what is pH. Okay, so pH was said in 1909 by Sorensen. He developed a scale known as pH scale. And he said that what is pH actually, when we are talking, P means what? Potenge, and potenge is a German word. Okay, so this potenge means what? Power. Okay, so power of hydrogen ions. Now if we want to define pH, okay, what is pH? pH is a number by which negative power of 10 has to be raised in order to explain the concentration of H plus ions in the solution. Okay, so now for example, if H plus ions, okay, it is 10 to the power minus 1, so what will be the pH? It will be 1. If H plus ions value is 10 to the power minus 2, what will be the value of pH? It will be 2. If H plus ions is equal to 10 to the power minus 3, what will be the pH value? 3. Okay, likewise mathematically if we want to express this pH, we can express like minus log 10 H plus ions, or you can also say that this H plus ions which exist in water, as the result it combines with water to form hydronium ions, that is H3O plus ions. So it can also be written as minus log 10 H3O plus. Okay, actually this is expressed in the logarithm form. Okay, now what is a pH scale? You can see here the pH scale has been drawn, okay, and it is written in the form of what? The pH values only in the 10 to the power, the minus 1 or minus 2 or 3 or going till 14. Okay, so here you can see, here what happens? 10 to the power nothing, it becomes 0, 10 to the power minus 1, 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When 7 comes, 7 is what? It represents a neutral salt, okay, or a neutral substance. But when we are talking about 0 to 6, okay, this is what? Acidic in nature. And here when we are talking, it is what? 8 to 14 for bases. Okay, so here you can see in this case, what can you see? The concentration of the hydrogen ions, if it is more, the pH value is less. Okay, now you can see over here. Sorry. So in this, if we are talking about 0, 1, 2, this is a strong acid. When we are talking about 3, 4, it is a acidic in nature or average acid. But when we are talking 5, 6, it is a weak acid. Okay. When we are talking about 8, 9, it is a weak base. When 10, 11 and 12, it is a what? Base, simply average base. And when 13, 14, it is a strong base. So by seeing the scale, pH scale, we can say that yes, the value says that how acidic and basic the solution is or the substance is. Okay, whether it is strongly acidic or they are weakly acidic or just they are average acidic. Likewise with the bases also, it can be calculated or it can be seen from the scale. Okay, so 7 represents neutral, 0 to 6 acidic, and 8 to 14 basic in nature. Now we are going to study universal indicators. Okay, so what are these universal indicators? ये क्या होता है universal indicator? Actually it is a mixture of several indicators. Indicators tells only what? I said to you qualitative properties. It means it can change, like if it is an acid it can change blue to red, it is sour in taste, but it doesn't say about any strength of the acid. So another thing which can be used to take out the strength of the acid or a base is a universal indicator. Okay, it is a mixture of number of indicators. Okay, it shows different colors in different concentration of H plus ions. Okay, pH different with different pH values also it shows what different colors, and according to the color we can say how much acidic, basic or a neutral a substance is. Okay, for example, not example, I'll say you all the colors they define a certain value of what the pH value of the substance. Okay, like if the pH color, okay, it shows what dark red, it means its pH value is how much? 0. If the color shows red, if you add the substance, okay, to the indicator, it comes what? Red. It is actually the universal indicator, it comes in the form of solution also and in the form of paper also. Okay, so different colors identifies the strength of the acid or a base. Okay, so if it gives a red color when the substance, dark red color when the substance is added. Okay, so the pH value is how much? 0. If it gives red color, the pH value is 1. If it again gives bit light red, then the above one. Okay, so it is the pH value is 2. Okay, so I have said to you 0, 1, 2, these are what? Strong acids. Now coming to the 3. Okay, if it gives a orange red color, okay, so it means the pH value is 3. If it gives a orange color, it means the pH value is 4. If it gives orange yellow, pH value is 5. If greenish yellow, it is 6. Okay, here till here greenish yellow, it says that it is a very weak what? Acid. Okay, when the color comes green, it means what? Its pH value is 7 and it is a neutral substance. Okay, now if it comes greenish blue, pH value 8, slightly basic. Okay, now if it is blue, then the pH value is 9. Okay, if the color comes navy blue, it means pH is 10. If it comes purple, it means 11. We are seeing these are what? Average bases. Okay, or simply basic in nature. If it comes dark purple, violet, dark purple, it means pH value 12. Violet, it means pH value 13. Dark violet, 14. These are all what? Strong bases. So by seeing the color, we can say the pH value, and thus we can say what? The strength of the acid or the base. So here also universal indicators can calculate quantitatively the strength of the acid and a base. So topic now we are going to study is importance of pH in everyday life. So what is the importance of this pH in everyday life? Okay, it means how the acids and bases, okay, are involving in our everyday life. So first point is plants and animals, how does it affect? Okay, so how does it affect us? Suppose if we talk about acid rain, okay, what happens? The gases present in the atmosphere, it combines with what? The water, and as the result what happens? The acid rain occurs. Like if carbon dioxide combines with water, it forms carbonic acid. If this sulfuric acid or SO2, sulfur dioxide, combines with what? The water, it forms what? Sulfuric acid. Sulfurous acid is first it will form and then sulfuric acid. Okay, like nitrogen dioxide, what happens if it combines with the water? Okay, it forms what? The nitric acid ultimately. And these all acids, are they useful for these plants and animals? If it falls on these plants and animals, what will happen? It will cause irritation, isn't it? And number of skin diseases can occur. So this pH affects what? The plants and animals on the earth, if it is acidic or basic in nature, because these plants and animals survive best in the neutral pH, that is 7. Okay, now pH in our digestive system. Okay, actually our digestive system, it secretes what? HCl is secreted in the stomach, isn't it? And as a result, what happens? This makes the environment of the stomach as acidic in nature because it has to digest the proteins. Okay, but sometimes what happens, if you eat too much, okay, too spicy food, and as the result what will happen, more acid will be required for the digestion, and as the result what will happen, more acid will be released and you will feel acidity, isn't it? Sometimes people have habit of eating irregular meals, taking at irregular time. At that time also, suppose if you have the habit of eating the breakfast at 9 o'clock, okay, and you skipped the breakfast and you started eating at what, 2 o'clock for 2 or 3 days, what will happen? Naturally, acidity problem will be there, because if you are not having your breakfast at proper time which you have fixed, what will happen? That acid is released at that time and it is left vacant, because nothing is there in the stomach that it can be used up, and as the result it causes acidity in a stomach, okay, and you feel the problem of acidity. Okay, so how can we be what is the remedy of this acidity? How can we remove this acidity? It can be removed by taking antacids like what? Magnesium hydroxide, which is milk of magnesia. Actually, antacids are what? Bases. It neutralizes the acid present in the stomach, and as the result what will happen? You will get relieved from the problem of acidity. Okay, now next, pH in tooth decay. Okay, what happens in this? If what you are eating whole day, okay, you are eating everything, but basically if you are eating what? Sweets and chocolates basically, mainly, okay, why? Because this chocolate sticks to the mouth, and as what happens when it sticks to the mouth, the bacteria starts acting on it, isn't it? It starts decomposing it, and as the result, if it is decomposing it, what happens? Initially the pH of the mouth is greater than 7. It means it is alkaline in nature, because here partial digestion of what takes place? Carbohydrate takes place. So what happened? Now the pH decreases due to the action of this bacteria or the microorganisms on the what? The chocolate which you have eaten, which has been stuck in your teeth, isn't it? And the whole teeth and enamel, it is made up of what? Calcium phosphate, isn't it? It starts, what happens? The pH, as soon as the pH decreases less than 5.5, what happens? Corrosion of the teeth starts, and as the result, our teeth gets what? Corroded, and we say that yes, we have got a tooth decay. Okay, now next is self-defense by the animal and plants through chemicals, things. Okay, so what happens here in this? Actually, if we talk about bees, okay, when the bee stings you, what happens? You feel the pain, isn't it? Why do you feel the pain? Because the bee has injected formic acid into your body, and as the result you feel the pain. So what should be the remedy for that? We can use baking soda, which is a base. You know that the base neutralizes the effect of the acid, isn't it? If a wasp stings, what happens? It injects an alkaline substance inside your body. So here what you will be rubbing? You can rub lemon or vinegar on that place, so that it can nullify the effect of the base. Okay, you should add acid, and vinegar and lemon consists of citric acid. It will be fruitful, isn't it? Now, if we talk about ant sting, whenever the ant stings, you feel the pain, isn't it? That is also because of it is injecting what? Formic acid into your body. And if acid is being injected, what will you use? A base. Okay, baking soda is in the home, you can use it there, so that it can nullify the effect of the acid. Okay, now a plant we see in the mountains, it is found in large numbers, that is the nattle plant. Okay, it has got long hairs. Okay, and we are saying that these hairs are stinging hairs. Why? Because if a person happens to touch it accidentally also, what happens? It releases acid inside, and that is also the formic acid only. It is released inside the body, and you feel the pain. But the remedy also lies beside it only if you are happening in the forest or in mountain areas. Okay, so actually you will see near the natal plant what is present, a dock plant is present. This dock plant, if you rub the leaves of the dock plant, where if you are in touch with the natal plant leaves, what happens, you will get relieved. Why? You know the reason? Maybe this, maybe not. This dock plant is consisting of some chemical that is basic in nature. As the result, when you rub it on the area where you have just touched the natal leaves, okay, it neutralizes the effect of that acid and you get relieved. Okay, now next is the pH of the soil. What happens? We grow different types of plants in the soil. Okay, so different plants, basically plants grow best in neutral soil, but there are some plants which grow better in basic soil, some grows better in acidic soil, but major the thing is the soil should be neutral in nature, otherwise it harms. The general soil should be neutral in nature. So suppose if the soil, because of acid rain and all, it might have got acidic in nature, so it is not suitable for the plants to grow over there. So what we have to do, we have to add some base to the soil. So it's best use that calcium carbonate. It is basic in nature. Just go and put it in the field. Okay, what will happen? It will neutralize the effect of the acidic soil which is present over there, and now it will be fit for growing the plants. And likewise you can add other things also like calcium oxide and all, okay, which are basic in nature. Suppose if the soil has got too much basic in nature, okay, then what happens? What will you add? Best is add the manure. Okay, cow dung, you see in the fields it is been put. Why? Because what happens in this cow dung, the microorganism act and decays it and releases what? Acid. And this acid can then neutralize the effect of the base which is present in the soil and make the soil neutral in nature. Okay, this is all for today. Okay, hope you would have understood it. Good day, take care.